Hi and welcome back to another video of jPlay. I am Marcus and today I'm doing a solo playthrough of Stone Age. Yes, you heard me correctly. There is an official solo variant of Stone Age. You find it on Hans im Glück website, and yes, I will definitely put a link to that rule set into the description of this video. I asked my patrons if they're basically interested seeing a playthrough of this, and the majority of those seem to be very thrilled about that, and I also published those on Twitter, and the responses were quite positive too. So yes, here I am doing a playthrough of Stone Age using the official solo variant by Hans im Glück. I believe there are some fan-made rules on the Geek already. I'm really not sure who came up now with this quote-unquote official solo mode, but it seems to be very challenging. I played it once, I went down badly, but so yeah, let's see how things go, shall we? Okay, and here we are. This is the setup for the solo variant. I believe there are some fan-made solo variants, and actually I have really no idea who came up with this, let's call it official solo variant of the game. Good thing is it's available in English and German, so you should be covered. I own, obviously, the German version of the game, but it shouldn't really matter that much. I might use some of the terms incorrectly, so bear with me. But apart from that, the game is pretty much language independent. The setup really differs here from a, let's say, standard multiplayer kind of game. First of all, you might have noticed that the civilization cards are a little bit different here. We are only playing with 3 civilization cards. Those 2 always on the rightmost of this track here. Those can be actually bought by us, and I believe we have to do that every now and then. This one here only tells us how much extra food we are going to pay or consume at the end of each year. So this is something that I have to be careful. I believe this card here says I have to pay additional foods equal to the amount of the tribe's color where I have the most of those. So let's say I have 3 blues, then this number would be 3. If red and blue are 3, then in this case I get to choose. It's still a 3. There are other colors that are coming up, and I think this also leads us now to the difference to the player board here. Obviously I'm playing with all 4 colors. I start with a pair of each of those. I have to keep them alive. The ultimate goal of this game is to survive as long as possible. So in theory, I could lose the game when this tracker here, the exhaustion tracker, makes it to 0 or below. In this case, I automatically lose the game right off the bat. I'm winning the game when the before doesn't happen, and I cannot replenish basically 3 cards at the start or at the end of each round. Then the game is automatically over. If I still have exhaustion left, in this case, I have won the game. Not very likely. Again, I've played this game only once, at least the solo mode only once, and I really lose badly, really badly. So not sure how good or bad I'm doing. And yeah, there are some variants in the rules that make this game even harder. So let's not think about that. Okay, let's get back to our player board. We start the game in this normal mode with 20 food. That's definitely something, but it will be consumed quite quickly. Let me assure you this. We are also starting with 3 buildings here. Those are the, let's say, those wildcard buildings that are usually part of that building style here. At the end of the round, I have to pretty much put one token face down. If I'm not able to do that, I lose automatically 3 exhaustion. The same is true for every food I'm not able to consume. For every food, I'm also losing 1 exhaustion. And again, when this marker reaches 0, I automatically lose the game. Those are the additional, let's say, tribed men and women I can still, let's call it, give birth to throughout my game. And I think this is something I really did very wrong in my very first playthrough. So maybe I already learned something out of this. So I will really try to improve. I can still build buildings here similar to a 2-player game. I have 2 stacks of those. They're perfectly randomly. I'm not scoring any points for those, but as I showed you before, I need to have those buildings on my player board, because at the end of each round I will lose one, and those are really 2 terrible buildings. I mean, this is okay-ish, but that's really bad. You really want easy buildings out first in order to prepare yourself, because that's how I lost my original game. I think I was okay food-wise, but I wasn't able to really come up with a lot of buildings in the end. Everything else I think I will explain you as I go. So let's jump right into the gameplay. I get to choose which of those colors I'm going to activate first, and I always activate basically the whole color. So let's say I want to activate red. I have to activate all the red meeples I have available to me. They're not really meeples, but yeah, you get the idea. And in this case, it doesn't really matter what to start because they're all 2. So I will simply take those 2 guys and or gals, and I think, yeah, let's get intimate. I think that's a nice idea. So now what we are doing is, that's really also different to a 2-player game. Now I'm rolling for initiative. You may have seen those guys up here. They're not counting victory points. They're simply to count the initiative value. So what I'm doing now is to roll a die for each of those figures I placed here. So right now it's 2, so I'm really using basically 2 dice. And yes, I'm using my own die with my little logo here. And that's the amount of initiative that I'm moving. So let's see about that. Now I'm rolling high, of course. So that's a 9, which means their initiative value is a 9. And whoever is farthest out or farthest ahead is not going to activate. So throughout each round, I'm only activating 3 of those colors. And I have to activate them basically in an ascending order in respect to the initiative value. So that's really kind of a tricky thing, but really such a clever mechanic. So I think let's move on. Let's take the red guys. Yeah, I think I want tools, and I also want to increase my, I think farm level is the right term here. Again, I have to roll. So right now, I'm not sure if I will be able to activate either of those. So let's say I'm rolling a 10 now, then it's most likely that red might not be able to activate this round. And yes, guess what? It's a 10. So unless someone else is now also rolling a 10 or higher, in the case of a tie, I get to choose, so that's at least something. I think with the next figures, it might be beneficial to get some resources, right? Because there are some nice cards out there, and I really need those resources. Let's go for some wood. So I place them both here. Again, I can spread them out, I can put them there, but in this case, I think I want them here to really collect some wood. And let's roll for just for the initiative. That's an 8, so it's very likely, yeah, basically they're there, that's for sure. We know that green is going to activate. It's now pretty much between yellow or red who will take an action and who won't. And I think let's go for some clay. On the other hand, we know we get some wood, so we could, in theory, go for one of those. And maybe let's try that, huh? Why not? So let's send one guy here, or meeple here, sorry, no offense again. And I still have one left. I could still go there, but not likely. I'm getting 3 resources here. And these are the amount of resources I have to pay for those cards. And those can be any resources, any but food. Food doesn't really count as a resource in this game. So what am I going to do with the last meeple here? I could try to gain some clay, actually. Yeah, let's try that, because we also need clay for one of those buildings here, basically both of those buildings. So I think it's a long shot, because in a game of Stone Age you don't simply get the resource, you still have to roll for those resources. How cool is that, huh? So yeah, I think that's about it. We still have to roll for the initiative, and that's also a 10. Oh, that's interesting. So I get to choose now if I want to activate yellow or red. And oh, that's both interesting. But I have to start with green now anyway. So that's basically a no-brainer. I have to start with the lowest initiative. So there, here it would. And for each meeple now, I'm rolling another die. And for every 3 I'm reaching, I get 1 wood. So let's say I'm rolling a 10 divided by 3. That's 3 pieces of wood. I don't have any tools, but I come to that. If I roll 2 ones, then I don't get anything. So let's see about that. Let's roll. That's an 8. Oh, that's so close. 8 gives me 2 wood. That's not pretty. That's really not pretty. So 1 meeple was pretty much worthless. If I would have some tools, I could now use a tool in order to bump 1 die up to a 9 in this case, or to a 3, and then it would be a 9. But I don't have any tools yet. So yeah, but it is what it is. I will take those 2 wood. That's better than nothing. Those guys come home. In theory, I do that at the end of the round, but I found it's helpful doing that immediately. Next, it's blue, and blue is quite simple down here. They will simply mate, which means they are getting 1 extra meeple. They all return back home, nicely done, but they also have to feed the extra head. That much is clear, but I really need some extra workers. So this guy goes back to 0 on the initiative track, and now it's interesting. I get to choose if I want tools or increase my farm level from red, or if I want to go for this card. This gives me 3 food, and also I believe with those brown cards I can move the exhaustion marker 1 step ahead here. That's interesting. But right now, I guess it's beneficial. Yeah, let's go with a tool. Let's activate red. So yellow goes back, so lying down, we know we're not going to use them. So we are taking 1 tool. This tool goes to our player board, and I already explained this to you. I can use a tool once per round, so each of those tokens I can use once per round to bump my die up by the number of tool value. In this case, it's only a 1. The second meeple from red is going to increase my farm level. So I get 1 food at the end of each round. The problem is there are also discovery cards in this solo mode which also consume that many food that I gained from the farm level. But right now it's still okay. We are not going to pay anything extra for that. I think that's okay. So those guys go also, oh no, they go back. And this one goes back to 0, and the yellow meeple will simply return. Haven't done anything, unfortunately, but that was my choice. I mean, it's my fault, actually. Then we're already moving to the end of the round. So first of all, we are going to feed our workers. As usual, the food token on the agriculture track, it's not the farm track, it's the agriculture track, indicates how much food you receive. Right now, it's on 1, simple as that. So we gain 1 extra food, easy as that. But we will get there. That's for sure. We will definitely get there. And then we have to feed every figure here. So we started with 8, we got 1 extra, so we have to pay 9 food from our 20. Those are already gone, but that's that. And next we have to check the leftmost card, and I covered these spaces here deliberately just to show you we cannot buy this card. We simply have to deal with it at the end of the round. And I was incorrect at basically when I explained this at the start of the round. With a builder, we pay 1 additional for each face down building next to your player board. Luckily, we haven't done that yet. The way I understand it, this really happens at the very end of this round, because it's really clearly mentioned at the whole end of this section here, feeding your tribe. Besides that, you must always discard 1 building tile from your player board. If you're not able to do so, reduce your exhaustion limit by 3. So I believe, at least that's how I understand it, this is something that you do at the end of the round. So we are not paying any extra food, which is really great, but we still have to do that right away. So if that card comes up next, then we have to pay 1 extra food. But there are far worse cards waiting for us there. That's really the end of the round. All those civilization cards get removed, so that's our timer. Again, when we are running through this deck and we can no longer replenish this, we have won the game. How cool is that? So let's do that. We start here. Again, some food. And the green cards give you some extra food, 4 extra food. I think that's a really nice card to get, actually. This could really give us a hell of a lot of extra food. This is also nice, gives us also 4 food and gives us any 2 resources whenever we need those. I think that's also great. And here on the leftmost, that's the farmer. The farmer is a tricky one, because here I really know that we have to pay 1 extra food at the end of the round for the level of our agriculture track. So whatever we gain, we will also lose after we have fed our people. So that's okay. I believe that's the end of the round. Let's go into the next one. We definitely need equality here, because if I sending the 3 workers out somewhere, it's very likely they will never get to activate, because again, for every meeple I'm rolling a die. So it's very likely that these guys will never activate. So in this case, let's simply send the red tribe here. We have to roll for the initiative value, and I will do this off camera. That's a 7. I think that's okay. We should be able to give birth to another clan member here. I think that's nice. And then I think we could really decide sending someone Should I try? Maybe I should. I mean, if we are extremely lucky, we are rolling low with those 3 dice. I mean, usually I'm really rolling low dice, you know, my die rolling skills. So let's see about that. But we have to roll 3 dice now for those guys. And that's 5. That's only an 8. Actually, I like the look of my logo at this point in time. I think this could work out well. I mean, we could gain some serious gold out of this, at least 1 maybe. But of course, an 8 is still above the average of 2 dice, which the other color or other players are rolling now. So that's a bummer. What next? I think I really need to start getting some food, but I also want some clay. So if I'm really extremely lucky, I might be able to gain an extra hut, for example. But I really also want to send someone down to those development cards. Yeah, I think so. Let's send the yellow folks here to the clay, I believe, right? Yeah, let's do that. So we're rolling 2 dice again. And ideally we're rolling higher than an 8 or an 8 or an 11. Yeah, how nice is that? Okay, though those guys will not collect any clay. That much is clear, so it's very likely. No, the other 3 are fine. I mean, green could go higher, of course, but then these 3 would be perfectly fine. I'm really okay with those. So, but I still do have green, and I believe I'm not getting the clay most likely. So I think we are not going to get a building. So I think let's go for those, because we could get some resources there. So that's the first one. We still have a second one. Do I want tools, or do I want to increase my agriculture level? We have to feed our additional food on our agriculture, but for the future we really need that food, and we are getting this card early. That's definitely a good thing. So I think, yeah, let's put this dude here at the farm. Okay, we still have to roll. I mean, he could still roll a 12 or an 11 or an 11. Wow, what's going on? And oh, that's interesting. I had the same thing with my Snowdonia playthrough. I really rolled 6s like crazy and 5s like crazy on those dice. But again, this means I get to choose who is going to activate first. Or not first, but who is going to activate this round. And clay, man, I could wait. I mean, I could really wait who goes first. I think I don't have to make that call right now. Again, I'm doing these activations in order, and I believe when it's their time, then I can decide. At least that's how I understand it. Maybe I'm cheating here already, but the game is tough enough as it is. So we will start with red. That's quite simple. They will give birth to another baby. Lovely. So the initiative marker for red goes back to 0. Then it's blue, and for blue we are rolling 3 dice, and for gold we need 6s actually, or basically values of 6. Of course, I could roll a 1 and a 5. This would still count as a 6. Are you kidding me? That's a 5. It's not enough for 1 gold. The good thing is I do have a tool which I can now tap like this, so I can use these from round to round, so I'm not giving those away, which allows us to increase one of those dice to a 4, and that's in total now a 6, so that is enough to get a gold. That's, wow, that was tough. Okay, let's send those guys back home. At least they found something, well, that's not too bad. And again, now I get to choose, and I believe I want to stay on target, so I will activate green instead of yellow. Again, I think I can make that call when it's their turn. On the other hand, let's check the rules real quick. And yes, I think that's okay. Start taking action with the color with the least initiative value. And then the color with the highest initiative must not take actions. Here too, you may decide which color may take actions in case of a tie and which not. So really, we start here, we are taking the action, and then we are coming to the 11. I get to choose. I think I'm fine. So he returns back home, giving me 1 level of agriculture. So we're getting some more food. And the second worker is here, and I get to choose if I want to activate or not. But I think in this case, yeah, this was the plan all along. So I will expand those 2 words. These can be any 2 resources. Some of the buildings really tell you have to use different kind of resource. In this case, that's any 2 resources. So that's nice. We have acquired this card. First of all, we get the bonus. It's a green card, and
Green card means we get 4 extra food. But on top of this, we are getting to keep this card. We don't have to use this card right away. I can keep this, and whenever I need 2 resources, then I'm going to pretty much flip that card, and then I get to choose. And these could be 2 gold, or these could be the 2 resources I need to buy a hut or a building, for example. Very nice. Unfortunately, the yellow guys didn't do anything. Wasn't it the same last round? I kept forgetting. I don't know. And yeah, initiative goes back. Next, we have to feed our guys. We are now at 10. If my memory serves me right, yeah, that's 10. So that's 10 food here. We're getting 2 food, don't forget that, from our agriculture level. So we put it here, but we have fed our people. Next, we have to check the leftmost civilization card here. It's a farmer, pay additional food according to your position on the agriculture track. In this case, that's a 2. So it's pretty much a wash, but we still have some more food left for the next round. But yes, sooner or later, I really have to start removing or getting some extra food. Last thing to do, we have to flip 1 building over. We have still 1, that's okay. But next round, we should be okay building a building. And I think that's what we are going to do. Okie dokie, let's wipe the board. We will bring out 3 more cards. Oh, that's 4 temporary tools. So that's a card we can keep and a temporary tool. Okay, that's nice. 2 stones. Those are also nice. And it's a green card giving us 4 food. And that's a green card. And a green card here on this spot simply means we have to pay 4 additional food at the end of the round. That pretty much, that hurts. Okie dokie. Let's try to gather some, should we get some food? Yeah, let's try with some food first. Why not? So we are sending the blue dudes here. We have to roll 3 dice. This is the only space which can take an infinite amount of meeples. And wow, that's insane. So that's a 14. I'm pretty sure we are not gathering any food this round. Unless, again, I'm sending someone here too. Again, I could now send the red guys there too. That's definitely perfectly legal. But with the 3 dudes from red, I might as well go for some extra resources. Maybe some more wood and to collect some cards. Maybe that's a good idea. Let's do that. 1, 2, 3. On all of those spaces, you see those little circles here. Only 7 people in total can go there. And let's see about the initiative for red. Okay, that's a 10. Still high, but lower than the blue player. That's okay, I guess. And then we have green and yellow with 2 meeples each. And it's not unlikely they are going to get some action. I mean, we have a 14 here and we have a 10. So I'm relatively sure that, no, of course, yeah, blue is out because they cannot roll a 14. Or that everything I do now is pretty much set. I think that's not too bad. So maybe increasing the farm level once more might not be a bad idea, and getting some tools. The problem is there are also cards here that cost you food in respect to the amount of tools you have. So that's also a bad thing. But I think let's do that. Send someone here, someone there. We need those tools, and if they're early enough, they could definitely help us, for example, because we can use those tools right away. So if red activates after those, we could use those 2 tools or the extra tool we are getting. But let's see about that. They could still roll an 11, for example, or a 12. Of course, they are last. Are you kidding me? This was yellow. Wow, that's so terrible. I was really counting on those tools. Oh, game, what are you doing to me? We still have green, and do I really want some more meeples now, or do I really need to start collecting some food? Or I get 4 food here, but that's not enough, I believe. We're getting 3, 4, we have 10 if we go here, but then the roll has to go exceptionally well. And that's 10, we get 3, 13, I think that's not enough. We might lose 1 exhaustion if we go there. So maybe let's definitely still send 1 here. We get 2 stone. These are always nice. And we could eat stone in theory. No, this really means we can trade in any resource for food. It's pretty much like trading those resources away in case of need. And I believe with our remaining green dude, we will try to also gain some food here. So if this is count for 2, so if we're rolling a 6, we would gain 3 food out of this, which wouldn't be bad, but don't count on it. Obviously, we know that blue is not going to do anything this round. They have a 14. I don't, okay, it could matter actually. I mean, if this is a 12 again, then we might still use those tools. For example, no, it's not, it's a 7. So we will also start with green right away. Oh no, this is so bad. Oh boy. Okay, this was terrible, guys. I really shouldn't have gone there. But now I rolled the die. And now I have to bleed for it. So we will definitely go with this one here first. Yeah, let's do that. So we will roll, and that's a 6. Awesome. Okay, that's 3 food. I take those. That's something. So this can keep me alive. The problem now is I was hoping to get the wood before I go here, and I did know that it was very, very unlikely that red was coming before me. Red was on 10. And they have to activate in order. Of course, I could now use my card here. These are any 2 resources which I need here. But of course, these could also be 2 gold. And here 2 wood would be perfectly fine. Now I'm not sure if I really should waste it or not. Because again, with this, I could go for a hut later on. And maybe I really should have gone to the hut. But I was really greedy. I wanted this food. And I was stupid. I don't want to lose this action now, actually. I think that's definitely a bad idea. But on the other hand, we really need to get a building soon. And it's not so likely I'm getting all those resources. Oh, that's so bad, Marcus. Should I forgo this action here now? I might lose some exhaustion now, but that's okay, I guess. Yeah, I think I'm really saving this card now. It's really stupid, so I'm not using it. That's fine. Again, I can do that, so green goes back. But at least they brought me some food. Not too bad. Then it's red up here in the woods. They're rolling 3 dice, and for every 3 oh, that's not too bad. Those are 3 and those are 2. Wow, 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 wow. That's 5 wood. Okay. I take those for sure. So next I will really go for cards like crazy. Maybe the next round will repay me. But I need those buildings. Again, for every building I don't have at the end of the round, I'm losing 3 exhaustion. That's bad. But I think that was still, wow, that was definitely worth it. Nicely done. Awesome, awesome, awesome stuff. And I didn't even need a tool for that. Interesting. Yeah, that's what it is. And then red goes back. Yeah, I think we can send blue home already. They're not doing anything. And then it's yellow. So we go up here, 1 on the agriculture level. It's nice. So we're getting 3 food at the end of each round. And we are also getting another tool. On the other hand, on the other side, there are 2s, but we have to start filling up those 1s. And sometimes it's beneficial having low tools because you have to use those tokens as a whole. Let's say you are there. Later on, they can go to a 4 if you're really upgrading this like crazy, for example. But then you have to use it as a whole. Maybe you only need 1 or 2 points from those. Then you are basically losing the rest. Okay, this is the second yellow meeple. That's okay. They all go back to their thing there. Then we are getting 3 extra food from our agriculture level. First of all, we have to pay 10. I mean, that's clear. 10, right? It's still 10. Yeah, no one did that. Okay, so that's the 10 we have to pay for standard operations here. Unfortunately, this card here tells us we have to spend 2 more. We only have 4 more, I must say. Sorry, we only have 2. And I think in this case, we got all the wood we needed actually. So I think we have enough wood. Yeah, let's also spend 2 wood. So let's not start losing this exhaustion too early. I think that's definitely the better deal. And then, yeah, we have to flip our last starting building. And yeah, I think some of the more advanced or difficult levels tell you only start with 1 or 2. I think there was one thing here. No, it's different. I think discard 2 building tiles at the end of each round. That's pretty punishing. Let's get rid of those cards. And I think the long night tells you only putting out 2 of those cards here. Though the game is much, much longer, which makes it really more challenging. Oh, that's a lame card, actually. I mean, we get 1 food and 4 food here, but we had 3 food up here. So that's lame. but let's see about that. Okay, these work pretty similar to the standard rules. We are rolling, in this case, 2 dice, and we get to choose, in most cases, the highest. So what's the leftmost card? Okay, we already know this. This is a green card, which means we have to spend 4 additional food, but right now we have 0 food, which is definitely a massive problem. And this deck is still massively big. So not a lot of progress. I guess we really, again, have to start getting some food this round, whatever it is. So we are rolling 3 dice for blue. Maybe, it's very likely blue is not doing anything. Yeah, we're not with this roll. That's a 15 even. I mean, I need you guys when I was doing my Arkham Horror or Eldritch Horror playthrough soon. So that's a 15. Yeah, in theory, what is it? Red could still roll an 18. So in this case, they're out. So I think, yeah, I need food. I really need food like crazy this round. But I also need a hut, because otherwise I'm really in a bad shape. So yeah, let's do that. So we are going here with red 2. Again, if we are now... I mean, it doesn't really matter now. One of those guys will activate. That's a 9, that's 12. I take that. So red will definitely gather some food here. That's nice. And all the others will now also activate it. Also, not only matters now in which order those guys are activating, but I think in this case it doesn't really matter too much. So let's simply go with yellow. He will go here. And we have those resources. We have 1 gold and we still have this card here. And I'm going for the more expensive one just to get an easier one out for the later turns. I really need a building now for every round in theory in order not to lose too many of those. And yeah, I think, I think we have to, yeah, I think it doesn't matter. They will all activate. So we will go in here, increasing our agriculture level because we have to spend food at the end of the round. That's a 10. Still awfully high, but that's okay. We are not relying on this. And now we could, in theory, we still have 2 more meeples. We still have green, and those are either not great. I mean, this is not bad because, again, a brown card increases our exhaustion level again. So it goes back to 16 in this case, for example. So we get some more time back, which is never a bad thing. But it would be cool if this would be here. So for 1 resource, rolling here, getting something maybe 4, 5, or 6, that's not bad. In this case, that's 5 food, which is also not terrible. And again, we need food, and it's 5 food in total. And really, I don't want to spend 2 resources to get 1 resource back. No. So we will send 1 guy here. We have the wood, and then we still have 1 more dude. Maybe we do want to increase our tool level for the next round. On the other hand, we also have tools, so we could really roll for stuff and maybe getting some more clay. So if we're rolling a 2 at least here, we are getting 1 clay, and we need this sooner or later too. So I think, yeah, let's send the green guy there. So we're rolling. That's a 9. Okay. Wow, it's insane. Now that I don't need those high rolls. But again, green is first, and I get to choose the order in which they're activating. I believe it doesn't matter too much. Here was too quick, of course. I need some resources there too, obviously, or some tools there too, maybe. But okay, that's not too bad. I think I will simply start here. So only any one resource we have to spend. It's 1 wood, so this guy goes back home. And in total, we are getting 5 food for that. And then we can bury this card pretty much. But that's okay. I take it. That's 5 food. That's a start. And for his next worker, he's going to collect some clay. 4, 4, 4. Yes! You're a star! Oh, that's so amazing. We could really need this clay for next round in order. Yeah, that's so cool. Getting some extra buildings. Oh, you are a star. Cool stuff. Awesome. And I really should not forget to get some more workers down here sooner or later. I really have to get some more workers. But that's okay. That's that. And next is yellow. We are starting with either one here, giving us 1 more agricultural level. So we're getting 4 food at the end of each round, which is still not quite enough yet to feed our people, but I think we should be able to roll some 2s up there. That's still okay. We now want to build this building here. So we are going to yeah, let's do that. 1. Interesting. I think I don't need to actually. We don't know what's underneath here. Here we know we need this clay. But here we don't if there is gold underneath. So I think no. Let's really do spend the gold and also now spend this card. These are any 2 resources. We have used this card, but this is enough to build this building. Normally in a normal multiplayer game you would now score 15 points, which is not bad. But in this case we simply grab, yeah, of course it's gold. But we just bought us 1 more round. That's not too bad. Then it's red, and we do know we have 2 tools, and 2 tools simply equal 2 foods. 1 food actually. So we know we get 1 food out of this, at least 2 if you're rolling 3 ones here, for example. But that's really terrible. Oh, 7. Oh, we can only use 1 tool. That's an 8. 8 is, that's really lame. 4 more food. Okay, this was really this short ice age or so. Oh, that's terrible. Oh boy. Oh boy, I mean, there are so many animals here. Yeah, but it is what it is. I mean, that's 4 food. And in theory, we still have some resources. But I think sooner or later, I have to start getting some exhaustion hits. I believe, at least. Okay, but those were all of our actions. Blue is not going to activate, unfortunately. Not really nicely done, Red. That was kind of disappointing. So we still have 10 folks, so that's... Oh, God, wait a second. Again, I keep forgetting. Our agriculture level is now a 4. It's really crazy important to not forget those. So that's good. So here we have 10. That's the minimum we have to pay. Now we have to pay 4 because we know that's the leftmost card here. We have 3, so in theory we would lose 1 exhaustion level. We could use the 2 wood here, on the other hand, to partly build this building. On the other hand, we would also then have the resources for this, and getting a stone is not unlikely. I think this was the gold I paid for the other building here. So I think no, let's not take the exhaustion. We are spending 1 wood. I think that's okay, so we are not taking any extra damage. So we have fed our people. Problem is we still don't have any reserves from the next year. We are flipping over the next tile here, and keep in mind, if a builder card comes up, we also have to spend 4 extra food for each of those face down tokens here. Let's clean up those cards. Let's bring out new. That's more like it. I think having this card here, trading 1 for a tool. Oh no, that's an agriculture level or a tool. I think that's definitely beneficial. Of course, we still have to roll it. This doesn't give us anything but the 4 extra food. So I think spending 2 resources for 2 food not gonna happen. And that's simply, again, another green card. Oh man, if this would have been here. You must be kidding me. 5 food. Nice fish there. So, but yeah, this means we have to spend 4 extra food at the end of this round. I think I will still continue playing for today, at least doing 1 more round. And I think, I know it's boring, but yeah, we have to get food. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, but we also need stone, and we need to send someone to, I mean, we could go there. No, let's do that. Well, let's roll for blues initiative. Okay, that's an 8. That's not too bad. But of course, if we send red here now too, we could still, they could roll a 4, and then we are not collecting any food here, for example. And I don't really need to send red to stone. I think in theory only need to send 1 because we do have 2 tools. We do have 2 tools, so we only need a... No, that's wrong. We need a 5. What am I talking about? It's not wood. Oh, stupid. So in this case, I do think... yeah, let's try it. So we need to roll at least a 3, in fact. And then we have green and red, but maybe we should also roll the initiative die. I mean, they could still roll higher than blue, which they don't. That's a 4. No, they should have really... that's okay. So they will... But then I see what's going on. So I know what tools I can use. I think that's not too bad, actually, that they're early. Now it's green, I guess. We still have red with 3, but let's do the safe thing first. So here I'm assuming I'm rolling low enough and I get the stone. That's pretty much me relying on my luck. And I have 1 left. And if I don't get food now, I'm really, I think I need to get some, I need to get the agriculture level up. I think we have to send them there. Yeah, that's a must. So that's 2 dice for the initiative. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. That's so bad. So we are definitely losing. Here's something. So they're going to the 12. Are you kidding me? So we are not getting the, unless of course we still have red. I think now I'm happy that red is still out there. And ooh, what am I going to do with red? Maybe I should try to send them here too, because I cannot lose. Either I really get a hell of a lot of, or could get a hell of a lot of food here though. Don't get ahead of myself. Or they're rolling high enough so that green is going to activate, which would also be not bad at all. But I don't get any card. But the cards really do suck this round. So I think that's okay. We don't need civilization cards. Okay, let's send the red folks there. We are rolling 3 dice. And in theory, 12 or more, right? And that's 12 or more. That's 13. Okay, we do know red is not going to activate. So I think let's lay them down. I think that's okay. We will start with yellow now. And if I now roll a 2 here, I have problems. That's for sure, because then it's not enough to get them stone. I need a 5 for each stone. So ideally I'm rolling 2 5s here. Or 1 5. Okay, but that's still okay. I don't need to spend any tools now, so I can use the tools right away for 1 food. I think that's not too bad. And this gives me the stone I need to build a building. Okay, that's cool. Next it's blue, and we know we can use all the tools. But again, 2 tools equal 1 food. But that's okay. I still take it, but we are not getting a lot of food this round. Oh yeah, we will definitely take some hits. Okay, that's 10, 11, okay, 12. So we can spend 1 tool to make it to 12. That's 6 food. I think that's okay, but not enough. That's really not quite enough. This year we will take some hits. Our first exhaustion hits, but that's okay. I mean, couldn't that be a bit more? Maybe I really should have hoped for a better roll here, but okay. Yeah, they will return back home, and then it's only green left. And I just noticed this marker went down somewhere here. It's not. It's definitely still here at the 15. We haven't taken any exhaustion hits whatsoever yet. So good that I caught this. But then it's green. Here we are taking 1 agriculture level. I think that's okay. I've forgotten to return the yellow dudes home. And down here, we are actually building. Hooray! So that's 1 stone, 1 clay, and 1 wood. And now I'm really out of resources. But we have built this hut, so we are not taking any. That's okay, better than stone actually. So we are putting it here so we can exhaust it at the end of this round, which is okay. But we are out of resources whatsoever. Then we are checking our agriculture level, and it's a 5, so we take some fish here, and now we have to feed our people. This is still a 10. We have 11, but we do know we have to spend 4 more this round, which means we are lacking 3 foods. We don't have any resources whatsoever, which means this marker goes down 1, 2, 3 spaces, moving towards the 0 here. Oh wow, we are getting there. Last thing to do is to flip this building. At least we are not losing any extra exhaustion, but still we are really not in a great shape. Let's clean up those cards. Let's bring out 3 more. That's actually nice, because this allows us to get an extra card from the deck. And I believe this also counts for the solo game. So we are basically making the game faster. I really haven't counted if this means we get maybe 1 round more or less, for example. But I still think that's a good idea. Maybe I should count the cards actually. But let's see what comes out next. Maybe it's not worth it. That's also nice, but getting again, this is a brown card, and getting a brown card is also not a bad thing, because it allows us to increase the exhaustion marker. But the important piece is this one. Oh, that's another farmer, which means, okay, whatever our agriculture level is, this is the amount that we have to spend. So the farm is pretty much worthless this year. Terrible. But before I end my video today, I did check the rules. It's 36 cards in the deck. So divided by 3, which is the amount of thing, which means it's an equal number of rounds pretty much. So if I take this card out, so this is a must, I'm reducing the amount of the game, or the duration of this game, by 1 round, because the game ends if I can no longer refill all those 3 spots here. So this could be huge. And for 1 resource, that's, I think, okay. The thing is, we have to make sure we're getting a resource before we get here. that's really the problem now, because we are out of any resources whatsoever. And I cannot use tools for that on their own. That's kind of a bummer. Oh boy, that's bad timing. But yeah, we have to think about that. But I guess our biggest problem will be food anyway, because again, this year, this farm isn't worth anything. Of course, we could still go there for the next year, for example, giving us up to 6. But whatever we're getting here, we have to give it back because of this card here, which is really terrible. So I think getting extra meeples this year might also be not a good idea, and maybe we simply need to go hunting with maybe 3 tribes, hope to get some resources here, at least 1 wood, and with the other one getting this card here. Again, this can buy us 1 round, and this could be in the end the game break. On the other hand, we are also not going to build any buildings most likely, so we are losing 3 more of those steps. So whatever we do, everything is terrible. Okay, but you see, this game can be pretty brutal. The problem is I'm really not that experienced in Stone Age. I have played the games when it came out, and I also played the iOS version numerous times, but that was 3 years ago or so, and everything has been forgotten. And it's definitely also different playing the solo mode compared to the multiplayer game too. So it's really something. But yeah, usually, and yeah, my die rolls so far, I think that's okay actually. But yeah, let's see about that. Anyway, I really do hope you are enjoying my little playthrough of Stone Age using the official solo rules, which you can find on the Glück website, and I will definitely put a link to those rules into the description of this video for sure. I stumbled upon this on accident. Glück posted those on their Facebook timeline 2 weeks ago, and then I had these back in my mind for some time, but then I wanted to do my Snowdonia playthrough. I wanted to do this Mercado de Lisboa, for example, but now I found sometimes 2 or 3 days ago, try it out, went down badly. And yeah, here I am doing the same thing again on camera now. A huge shout out to all of my patrons out there. Really do appreciate your support. Like and subscribe, everything counts. And yeah, I hope to see you soon in one of my next videos. And yeah, until then, bye bye.